as you begin to notice how you can relax more deeply, just allowing yourself to soften into the present moment. You might discover something fascinating, that sometimes in the quiet spaces between thoughts, your mind is naturally drawn to the idea that perhaps all those past struggles, they're simply part of a process that's brought you to exactly where you need to be now, in this moment. And in this moment, you can allow yourself to release any need to hold on to old patterns, to hold on to old beliefs about struggle, about the past, about the difficulty of trying again. You've been telling yourself, haven't you, it's too late, there's no point, because of past mistakes, because of all the times you've been let down. But what if, just for now, you could allow that thought to be there, without attaching to it, and let it drift away like a cloud in the sky? Because you see, sometimes letting go of those thoughts is easier than you think. Simply by noticing them and allowing them to fade, as you naturally focus on how much more capable you are than you allowed yourself to realize. As you're beginning to shift your focus, you might notice that deep inside there's a part of you, this part that knows deep down that you've never been stuck. Not really. There's always been a way forward, even when it seemed hidden, even when it felt like you were moving in circles. Because what if, just for a moment, you allowed yourself to see, each time you tried, even when it felt pointless, it was part of building something greater. Each time you opened yourself up, even when it hurt, it's been building strength, resilience and wisdom. You don't need to prove anything anymore. The fact that you've continued to try, that you've continued to move forward, it's proof enough of your strength, of your potential. And as you reflect on the times when it felt like you were fighting, pushing against the tide, notice how, with just a small shift, that very effort can be transformed into something new, something more playful, something lighter. Because what if you could choose to see that life doesn't have to be a battle, but an adventure that you're already on, one step at a time. And even though it may have felt hard to open up to others, what if you could begin to see that opening up doesn't need to come from a place of fear, but from a place of trust. Trust that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way, and that you're allowed to enjoy the process, enjoy the connections you make, knowing they don't define you. They're just part of the larger picture. And you may notice, as you continue to relax, there's a deeper part of you that's starting to shift, that's beginning to understand it isn't about trying harder or proving anything. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Not to the past, not to others, not even to yourself. Because the fact that you're here right now means you've already succeeded in ways you might not even fully see yet. You've come so far, even through the hardest of times. And now as you shift into this new awareness, you can begin to notice how it's no longer about struggling to meet expectations, but simply about aligning with your true potential. You've always had it, and so now in this moment, it's not about seeking approval or validation from others, but instead it's about letting go of the need for approval altogether. You already have the approval you need, your own. With that approval comes the freedom to be yourself, to take action, from a place of internal confidence. You begin to realize you don't have to worry about judgment anymore. You don't have to take others' opinions to heart. In fact, you're free to focus on what you truly want, what you truly desire, without worrying about anything else. And as you begin to feel into this deeper sense of freedom, you may start to notice how it feels easier, lighter, even fun to move forward. Success isn't something you need to force or struggle for. It's something that unfolds naturally with ease when you trust yourself and trust the process. And you can start to feel a sense of excitement, a sense of adventure bubbling up inside you, as you realise that by simply letting go, by allowing the process to be easier, you're moving towards your goals effortlessly. And it's amazing, isn't it? How simple it is to allow yourself to succeed, to be free of the weight of judgment, to step into a place where you can truly enjoy the process of being yourself, of pursuing what you truly desire. Because when you stop trying to prove anything, you can simply be. And just by being, you create the space for everything you've always wanted to flow into your life. Let's take a moment now. Let that feeling of freedom, of possibility wash over you. And know that each step you take from this moment forward is a step towards living your life with more ease, more joy, more success than you've ever known before. Because you've always had everything you need. And now you can finally allow it to come to the surface and to guide you effortlessly towards your goals.